What is up? What is up, awesome people of the internet? Seems like another one has bitten the dust. I've said it before. I'm gonna say it again. You know, let's do the. You want to do the jingle real quick, Mama? Dun dun dun. Another one bites the dust. Dun dun dun. Another one bites the dust. And another one. And another one. Another one bites the dust. The reason why we are laughing about this is because, guys, this is like a thing where it's like, oh my goodness, every single week we are hearing the news about somebody losing their job with the WNBA as a head coach. We about to talk about it. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. The news that just happened, earlier today, is the fact that Christie Sides has officially been fired from the Indiana Fever. This was announced earlier today, just about a couple hours ago. The Fever announced a change in their coaching ranks. Here is the press release that was put out there. They said the Indiana Fever announced on Sunday that the organization has parted ways with head coach Christie Sides. And this is what Kelly Krostoff had to say. And guys, a note: Kelly Krostoff is the Indiana Fever's president of basketball operations. She was briefly with the Indiana Pacers. She made the transition to the Indiana Fever, pretty recently, and had a press release about it, all that stuff. Here's what she had to say. She said, "We are incredibly thankful to Christie Sides for embracing the challenge of leading us through a integral transition period over the last 2 seasons, while also positioning us for future growth." She says, "While decisions like these are never easy, it is also imperative that we remain bold and assertive in the pursuit of our goals, which includes maximizing our talent and bringing another WNBA championship back to Indiana. Coach Sides was an incredible representative of the Fever and our community, and we wish her nothing but success in the future." So that is the statement that Kelly Krostoff put out there earlier today. And guys, a thing to note is that Christie Sides has been with the team as a head coach for 2 years. This has been she just ended her second season with the Indiana Fever and as their head coach. And the thing to note is that she is not a she's no stranger to the Indiana Fever. Here is her coaching record. She started off as an assistant coach with the Chicago Sky. She was with the Chicago Sky for a very, very long time. That was actually when I was first introduced to Christie Sides, was as an assistant coach with the Chicago Sky. She came to Sky in 2011, stayed with the Sky until 2016. She had like a break year of sorts. Ended up getting on the Indiana Fever staff as an assistant coach. Stayed there for 2 years in 2018 and 2019. She goes over to the Atlanta Dream in 2022. And after being an assistant coach for the Atlanta Dream, the Indiana Fever make a surprise decision of hiring her as their new head coach. Now, this is the reason why it was a surprise is because Christie Sides was a longtime assistant coach. She was a coach that was not really looking to be a head coach. She said it herself. She was fine with being an assistant coach. She never really thought that much about being a head coach. They offered her the position as the head coach for the Indiana Fever. She accepted it. And in her first year, you have a player like Aaliyah Boston come on your squad. And so automatically the Indiana Fever, they were pretty much struggling, before Christie Sides got there, because this was a team that, they were all about Tamika Catchings. When Tamika Catchings retired, they went on a downward spiral. The Indiana Fever were trash for a lot of years, right? In 2022, guys, as a reminder, in 2022, the Indiana Fever, this was the year before Christie Sides joined. In 2022, the Indiana Fever were in last place in the WNBA with 5 wins and 31 losses. 5 wins in the entire season. Before she gets there. She gets there. She has Aaliyah Boston. You have Nalissa Smith. You have, oh my goodness, I'm blanking on her name. Kelsey Mitchell, right? You have some good players. They try to start something brand new with this Indiana Fever team, and they do get better. In her first year with the team in 2023, they win 13 games. 13 is better than 5. So I'm just saying, guys. She made improvement. Then we go into this year. Not only do you have Aaliyah Boston in her second year and Kelsey Mitchell still doing her thing, you also bring in a literal cheat code in Caitlin Clark in terms of the attention that she gets and in terms of the talent that she has. Now you go from 5 wins in 2022 before you take over as the head coach. You win 13 games in 2023. This year, you win 20 games. You make it to the WNBA playoffs for the first time in forever with the Indiana Fever. You also are a coach of the month. Christie Sides was the coach of the month for a month this season. And guys, this was the first time. This was the first time ever that a Indiana Fever coach was the coach of the month. This was in August, the first time ever. So for all of these good things, I would say for the Indiana Fever with Christie Sides at the helm, they do make the decision to fire their head coach, and now they're on the look for another head coach. And Mama, I'm gonna bring you in. What you got to say about this, Mama?
I am very disappointed because I'm not sure what else she could have done far as the accomplishments for this year. She did an awesome job. Getting to the playoff, in her second year is, I think, an accomplishment that she should be very proud of. I know that the Fever are looking to push the envelope a lot further because they want more, and they will get more. But I just was surprised that they did fire her. I expected them to give her at least another year with Caitlin Clark being here the first year. I assume that they're going to have some trades and going to make the team even better. And as a head coach for 2 years, she's gotten a lot of experience that will change how she coached the game going forward. So I assume that they would give her another opportunity to improve next year and perhaps take it all the way. So I'm very surprised, and I'm sure she's not feeling good about the situation because she did what they basically wanted her to do. She got into the playoffs.
She did everything they asked her to do. Mm-hmm. Everything.
So I feel for her. I feel for the team as well because they did. I think they were a great squad that worked together. And the question is, who they gonna bring in now? That's the question. Who are they gonna bring in now, and are they gonna have to start from square one with building this team morale and learning the players and getting them to learn that coach's system? So I just think that's this is the 6th coach that have been fired, and out of all of the ones that have been let go, I think this is the kind of like the worst one because she had the most success than the other 5, if I will. Besides Teaspoon, that this was only her first year, she wasn't even given a chance to even improve at all. But I think Coach Sides, she did an awesome job with her team, and she should hold her head up high. Mm-hmm. So whatever opportunities come her way, she should take it and go forward. But I just think it's a shame, and I know why they're doing it. They're doing it because right now the WNBA is a very competitive sport, and every team is going to get better in 2025, and they want to make sure they got the best possible coach to take them all the way. So I really think that's what it's really about, but I just think it's a shame that she has to pay the penalty for what they want to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of tough. It's a kind of tough thing, Yes, she had success as a head coach for this team, and I do want to just show y'all what Christie Sides actually just posted on Twitter. She posted just about 40 minutes ago. She said, "Leave it better than you found it," with the peace sign. I mean, she did leave it better than she found it.
Yes, she did.
Like this is this is a team that, again, they won 5 games, guys. 5 games before Christie Sides became the head coach. 5 games. She did leave it better than she found it. Yes, I do think that she did make mistakes this year, of course, right? You know, her rotations, especially early in the season, were kind of messed up, right? She was having Lexi Hull not play that much, right? And giving the other Christie with a K a lot of minutes. You know, it was stuff that she was doing that was like, leaves more to be desired. However, she still improved year over year. I mean, year over year she improved, and also month over month, I would say she improved
throughout the season.
Yeah.
You saw that she made some changes, and it made all the difference
in
the way the team played and the games that they won. Because Caitlin has been here since the beginning of the season, so that part did not change, but her schemes did change, and it made all the difference in the way that they played together and giving them an opportunity to win more games. I don't know what else you can ask of a coach than to do that.
Yeah.
So
that's the vibe right there. Wanted to hop on it and talk about this because, guys, y'all, we were not planning on making a video today. I'm gonna just be upfront with y'all. Okay, we went to church earlier, came over to my parents' house to eat some breakfast, and on the way to their house, I looked at my phone, and I Reddit popped up, and I saw it said the headline was Christie Sides gets fired, and I was like, what? It happened. Christie Sides got fired. So I was like, okay, can we make a quick video real quick? Can we make a quick video? Because, like, whoa, whoa. And when we were kind of talking about it together, my daddy, he kind of like talked about like how this is not a new thing. Like the idea that the WNBA is like sort of having this time where they're just firing a lot of coaches and whatnot, and the idea that the Indiana Fever took a coach that was actually successful, actually winning more games, and fired them. Like, this is not a new thing. And Daddy, can you talk about that real quick?
Good morning, everyone. This is not unusual. I was telling Quita and Momma that I remember when the Chicago Bulls, before they became great, the coach for the Chicago Bulls was Doug Collins. Now, I know everybody remember that Doug Collins led them to the playoffs when Michael Jordan, when he hit that jump out the side, and then Doug Collins jumping all over the court, running all over, they made it to the playoffs. But even though he was a successful coach at the time, they fired him because they wanted to go to another level. So what did the Chicago Bulls do? They brought in Phil Jackson. And what did they do? They won 6 championships. All right, now another scenario is when the Cleveland Cavaliers with LeBron James. I'm a huge LeBron James fan, as Quita knows. So Cleveland Cavaliers, they had a coach. I think his name was David Black, and he was coaching LeBron. But they ended up firing him, and when they fired him, they brought on Tyronn Lue. And what did they do? They ended up winning a championship. Now, I know everybody. Now, another scenario was the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors, they had a really good coach, Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson was a good pro player. Then he coached the Golden State Warriors when you had a young Curry. You know, you had the players were young, and Klay Thompson was young, and what's the forward name? Draymond Green. And Mark Jackson did a good job.
He
did a very good job with them. And then what did they do? They end up firing Mark Jackson, and they brought on
Steve Kerr.
They brought Steve Kerr on, and of course, we know they started winning championships. So WNBA and NBA fans, I know a lot of you all are upset, but unfortunate that things like this happen. So they are trying to go to the next level, and you got the star players here, and it's about winning. If coaches, you don't win, they are going to fire you. And I may mention to them, people may not agree with me, but you're going to have to get some big names up in there for these WNBA teams. Now they're going to have to reach down to the college ranks to get some of these players, and they're going to have to release some of that money. You want to win, you got to get a good coach. So Golden State would not have won all them championships. But they probably, Golden State would have won the championship with Mark Jackson. They would have won with Mark Jackson.
Yeah, he would have got him there.
But
they didn't give him a chance.
I thought it was totally everybody. It was wrong what they did to Mark Jackson. Mm-hmm. He did not deserve that. He brought them. He had them when they were babies, and he did a good job. Doug Collins did a good job with the Bulls.
Yes, he did.
And then all of a sudden we look up one day, bam, they fired him. Like, what you fired Mark Jackson for? They fired Mark Jackson for Phil Jackson. With David Blatt.
Steve Kerr.
I mean for Steve Kerr. So, things like that happen. So, just hang in there, WNBA fans. But the Indiana Fever coach, she led them to the playoffs. I just don't understand how they fired her.
And had 20 wins. But here's the thing, though. Like, she had success. I do think that there were times where it was like obvious, like, man, if they had somebody else as a coach, they probably would have won more games. Yes, she won 20, which was great, but like they would have, like, you could see holes in her as a coach, right? You could see like some of the missteps and whatnot. But still, she's Caitlin Clark is a cheat code, literal cheat code, and you can't have someone who's kind of still learning.
Okay, but still, she led them to the playoffs.
She did.
You could have gave her one more year,
at least.
But guess what? Year. Now these owners don't have. They say,
no patience.
We ain't have no patience with you. You have to go like Witherspoon. She should have lost her job.
1 year.
But things like that happen. But you know what? We're gonna see what's happening. So hopefully they need a good coach. But WNBA, you're going to start releasing that purse string to get some of these good coaches.
Yeah, because right now the two highest paid coaches in the WNBA is Nate Tibbetts, who was an assistant in the NBA. This is his first year with the Phoenix Mercury. He's getting paid a little bit over $1 million a year. And Becky Hammond is getting $1 million a year with the Las Vegas Aces. No other coach in the WNBA is getting anywhere near that amount. And so the Indiana Fever, their next coach, I think is a good chance it's going to be Stephanie White. But if it's not Stephanie White, they're going to hit the new record. They're going to hit the new record. They're going to be paying whoever this new person is, they're going to be paying them close to $1.5 million a year. Because this is a team that needs to win. You have a money bank on your team. Mm-hmm. Her name is Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let me stir some up here a little bit, WNBA fans.
What you gotta say, Daddy? What you gotta say?
What if they reach down and a lot of WNBA teams reach down and get a Gino from Connecticut?
You gotta give. That's $5 million a year.
Or some of these other coaches that I don't want to name who just won a championship, but you got to get that money up. Mm-hmm. So if you want good talent, you want to develop the talent you got to get some of these established coaches. Gino is about to, he ran his time up in college now. Okay, it's time to step up to the pros. You make him a good offer, here it come. And guess what? Indiana Fever fans, he probably wouldn't mind coaching Caitlin. Mm-hmm. Okay? So, this is my little 2 cents. You all have a wonderful day. Bye!
All right, Daddy gonna hop off, so it's gonna be me and Mama for the rest of the stream. Somebody said in the chat, no Gino.
but in all sincerity, you have to get a coach that has been proven to win.
Yes.
You got to have that type of coach because Coach Sides was going in that direction. So that position has been taken away from her. So you have to get somebody much better than her since you let her go.
Yeah.
And that I would think that's in the case of all 6 of these WNBA teams. They've got to get better coaches than what they had if they want to have some success. And everybody want to go to the WNBA, but it's only as a champions, but there's only going to be one champion.
Yep.
But there are many spots, 8 spots to be in the playoffs. So a lot of these teams, if they can get to the playoff and get past the first round, that would be considered success in some sense. But I think the Indiana Fever want to go beyond that. They want to be champs.
Yes.
And that's why they have to get a coach that is well respected, well known as a winner.
Facts, mama. All right, we got a super chat. Thank you so much, Brooklyn, for the super chat. Says this for the amazing content that Quita, Mama, and Papa gives. Thank you, 100%. I appreciate it. Appreciate it, Brooklyn. Thank you so much for the super chat, guys. If y'all could do me a huge favor, we got a lot of people in this chat.
Oh.
A lot of people in this chat, but we don't have very many likes at all. So if y'all could do me a huge favor and hit that like button, it really does help the channel out a whole lot. Yeah, please hit that like button. Hit that share button. Share this with people as well. We're streaming this on Twitter and YouTube, so make sure to share this with people. Yeah, because the news is that Christie Sides is out. It is a new day in Indiana. It is a new day. Okay. And the question is, who is going to be this new head coach? I think I think that it's very likely that it probably will be Stephanie White, the coach who actually used to be with the Indiana Fever.
Mm-hmm.
She actually was a head coach for 2 years with the Indiana Fever, but most recently she was the head coach for the last 2 years with the Connecticut Sun. And she's a coach that is very defensive minded. And this is an Indiana Fever team that, like, offensively,
they got it.
Oh, they're pretty good. You know, they got shooting up the wazoo, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got the Splash Sisters, and Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have a really, really good post player in Aaliyah Boston. You have a great trade in Melissa Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, who you can leverage for some more offensive talent. They're good offensively.
It's that defense.
I mean, sure, you want a little bit more shooting, whatnot, but, like, it's their defense that's the real big issue.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that is the huge issue for this team. And I think if you were able to get someone who sort of prides herself on defense, like a Stephanie White.
Yes, she was a good defensive
I think
coach.
that could be pretty cool because, again, this Indiana Fever team is going to, their GM, they're going to do the necessary stuff to bring in more offensive talent. That's not a problem, right? As I said earlier, Melissa Smith, trade asset, she's going to be gone, right? There's a lot of other players like a Satu Sabli, question mark. You know, you have other really, really good players in the league that probably will be looking at Indiana. So in terms of players, they're not going to have a problem. I believe Indiana is going to be able to have the pick of, maybe that's a bad phrase, the pick of the litter, but, like, I'm just saying, like, they could pick anybody, just about anybody, because a lot of players are going to want to play for Indiana because it's not just that they're playing for, you know, the Fever. It's the amount of money that they will make as a result of that. Indiana will be the new Las Vegas Aces.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much money to be made playing in Las Vegas. The same will be for the Indiana Fever because they're a money machine.
Yes.
Caitlin Clark. So they have sold out so many games this year. So many home games this year. Leads the WNBA in home attendance. You see it going in Indianapolis. You see Indiana Fever stuff everywhere. So, like, in terms of players making money outside of just their normal salary, they're going to have a lot of opportunities to do that. A lot. This is the biggest market in the WNBA right now. It is the Indiana Fever. And like, yes, y'all may say, well, they haven't won anything. Yes, the New York Liberty are the champs, and the Vegas Aces were the champs before that and whatnot. So like, sure, they have a lot of money that they bring in. However, the amount of economic value that the Indiana Fever has given the economy of Indianapolis and the economy of the various teams that they have gone to.
Yep.
It's clear that
Sorry, y'all.
it is very, very clear that the money is there to be had, and they're already making a lot of money right now.
Mm-hmm.
If they get a better coach, they will get them closer to the finals. Oh, mama.
How exciting would that be?
That's a lot of money. That's a lot. It's a money game. It's a money game right now. That is exactly what it is. It is a money game, and like, hey,
that's why the coach that they get is so important.
That's why they're gonna give up that money for this coach.
But I think the WNBA overall, I think in 2025 is going to be improved. Even whoever's at the bottom, they still gonna be improved. I don't think we're gonna have the same type of record overall for the WNBA in 2025 with the new team coming in for what can I think? For Golden State.
Oh, the Valkyries.
The Valkyries. Yeah. I think just overall they're going to improve. Everybody's going to make some improvement on their teams. And again, these other 5 teams have to get new coaches as well. So it's going to be amazing to see who they choose because they know they're going to be up against the Fever. Everybody's going to be like, okay, Fever is going to be the team to beat in 2025 because they know they're going for the gold. Okay? They're going for it.
And honestly, even if they're not the team to beat, they're the team that everybody's going to be watching.
Well, I think with Caitlin, because I'm sure she's going to even improve over the summer.
Yeah.
I mean, over the winter. And I think the other teams are looking for her to improve and those around her to improve as well. So I think as a whole, I think the WNBA players, they are all looking to improve their game. And this is going to be exciting, I think, for 2025. I think we're going to get more fans to come out overall. And we know they jumped. I mean, it improved so much. The WNBA got so much attention this year. It was unbelievable.
Yup.
Starting from the college level, and it moved into the WNBA. So I think we're going to see that again because we are going to have some great picks coming out for 2025 as well. So I think the overall WNBA teams are going to all improve, and this is going to be exciting as a league. And I think we all should be excited about that. You know, somebody has to lose, somebody has to win. We know that, but putting your best foot forward is the name of the game.
That you're right about that, Mama. You are right about that. And guys, you know, that's the news. You know, Christie Sides, she has gotten let go from the Indiana Fever. She was a good coach. She was a coach that did have a lot of promise as a head coach. Mm-hmm. She is a coach that, yes, was not perfect, but did improve year over year, month over month. She was way better of a coach in August than she was in May and June. And she's a coach that, you know, could have, in my opinion, taken this team further next year. Mm-hmm. However, this team is not interested in incremental growth. They are interested in a fast-paced, boom, we have arrived and we are dominating. Like that's what this team wants. That's what they want because that's what they have. Mm-hmm. Again, I keep saying this. You have a literal cheat code. Y'all remember video games? Y'all remember video games where you put in a you get like it's on the internet, you get like a cheat code and you put it in. This was like back in the days of like PlayStation and whatnot. You put in the cheat code and it gives you like you put in cheat code and now you can't miss a jump shot.
You got the advantage.
You can't miss a jump shot and you can't lose because you got the cheat code in. That's what Caitlin Clark is. Not in terms of you can't lose a game. That's not what I'm talking about. It is the cheat code that she is giving this team is not only her play on the court, but it's also the economic value that comes from just being Caitlin. It literally is. You saw it. You know, I believe the University of Iowa actually did research about it, the Caitlin effect in terms of financials and like how it was a huge boost to every team they went to in her senior year of college, right? Same thing for Indiana. The Indiana Fever are making money hand over fist. The WNBA is making money hand over fist when it comes to Caitlin Clark. They are. And yes, FM, yes, this girl does have a turnover problem. She absolutely does. And that's a fact.
She will improve she will improve.
Yeah, she'll improve that. But like, what I am saying is, it is a money game. Is she a perfect player? No, she's not. You know, she's a player that next year, you know, I don't think she's not going to win the MVP for a couple years. Give her a couple years and she'll probably win the MVP, right? But it's when it comes to the Indiana Fever and what they have in Caitlin Clark, it's not just basketball.
Right.
It's the finances that come within that. And guys, remember, the WNBA is a business, right?
Yes.
The Indiana Fever is a business. What do businesses want to do?
Grow. Grow. That means make more money.
Yes. Yes. That is what they want to do. And if you have a player who is leading the WNBA in jersey sales, who is helping you to sell out almost every home game, you know, or close to. They averaged, I believe, like 17,000 this year in attendance. Like, and you have to have other teams move. And it's not just Caitlin Clark. It's not just her, right? You also have Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell. It's way more than that. But the economic value that the Indiana Fever has seen this year alone, and they only won 20 games. What happens? They go into free agency. They pick up possibly a Satu Sabali, who would, talk about unicorn, guys. Talk about unicorns. If y'all don't know Satu Sabali, y'all need to get to know her. She came off an injury this year, so like she wasn't as good as she normally is, but she is a power forward that can play the small forward position, can shoot threes, can bring the ball down the court, can play PG at times if she needs to. She is a player who can get her back to the basket, score. She can do the mid-range. She can do the three-pointer. Like, she is a cheat code. Unicorn. You possibly can get her. Possibly. Or some other sort of big free agent like a Kelsey Plum or somebody like that.
Oh, wow.
That would be huge.
Oh, yeah.
She's
but do you think Kelsey going to leave the Aces, though? Is she a free agent?
She's a free agent.
I
think the Aces have to break up the core. They have to.
Yeah.
They have to break up the core because it's clearly not working. The Aces are clearing house, guys. I do have a video that actually I already made already, but I was just trying to edit it. You know, I do think that I do think that Kelsey Plum is not going to be with the team with the Aces next year. But you know, there's lots of free agents that the Fever can possibly pick up, and then you add in a big time coach. Oh, you thought you made money? You thought you made a lot of money this year? Okay, Fever. Wait till next year comes. You bring in a little bit more excitement. Bring in a new coach. Oh, they're about to make a boatload of money. It's a money game. It is a money game. And
but I hope that's the same scenario that we'll see for these other 5 teams.
You won't.
Well, I'm serious though, because they're still part of the WNBA and they still need talent. Do you think Christie Sides is going to go to any of those 5 teams? Is there a possibility?
There's a possibility. Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's a possibility that we see Christie Sides with another team.
Okay.
Like, I could possibly see Atlanta.
Okay.
Possibly.
Okay.
I don't think Chicago. I mean, it's possible, but I don't think it's likely for Chicago. But yeah, I think Christie Sides will be somewhere else.
Okay.
Because again, it's different with her as opposed to the other coaches that got fired. Because the other coaches that got fired, they looked worse. They got worse.
And they were there a long period of time too. Most of them were there besides Teaspoon.
No, Teaspoon was there 1 year.
Right.
Kurt Miller was at was with the Sparks for 2 years.
Oh, I thought it was longer. Okay.
Tamika, not Tamika, the head coach, Tanisha Wright. Tanisha Wright was with the Atlanta Dream for 3 seasons.
She did get worse though. Really,
she did get worse.
Really.
Latricia Trammell was with the Dallas Wings for 2 seasons.
I thought she was there longer too.
So yeah, that's kind of like the trajectory.
Well, at least they all had 2 years, is what I'm saying. Teaspoon had 1 year.
She had 1 year,
and there were improvements, and she had a whole new team coming in the door.
Whole new team.
So a lot of the rest of them, they had their returning teams for the most part.
Yeah,
more returning pieces at least. So I just think it's still going to be up in the air with all these coaches that need to be found for new season next year, and they got to do it over the winter. So these
well, they got to do it sooner because the expansion draft is in December. And guys, I have the graphic here of the teams that are looking to hire. The Atlanta Dream need a new head coach. Chicago Sky needs a new head coach. The LA Sparks need a new head coach. The Indiana Fever needs a new head coach. The Washington Mystics and the Dallas Wings need both a head coach and a GM. Which, to me, that GM role for Dallas and the Mystics, that needs to be hired like ASAP. Before we get into December, like mid-November, they need to be making a decision about the GM because the GM is going to have to make some decisions about the expansion draft. But it would be helpful to have a head coach in place for these teams before the expansion draft.
Wow. Just
so that coach could weigh in about, okay, well, who are you
giving up?
Yeah, like who are you allowing the Golden State Valkyries to pick up, and who are you sort of reserving for your team?
Well, it's a lot happening.
This
is a lot.
And we got a super chat, Mama. Thank you so much, Philip, for the super chat. Says, good morning. That's what we want. She brought in new fans, such as myself, meaning Caitlin. And I discovered many players that I support. Salutes, and your channel too. Well, I appreciate you, Philip. Thank you so much for the super chat. Really do appreciate it. Thank you. But yeah, guys, lots of teams are looking to hire again. 6 WNBA coaches have gotten fired this
Have we ever seen this?
50%. Nah.
Have we ever seen this?
Not that I can remember.
Oh my.
Not that I can remember. It's a chance. I think it's a chance that we may see for the Washington Mystics, they got rid of the Tebows. Mike and Eric Tebow, they was the GM and coach duo, father and son. Yeah, I think there's a chance that they end up in Dallas. Because Dallas, what do they need? They need a coach and a GM. Now, would I have Eric be the head coach for the Dallas Wings? No, but Mike Tebow is a proven winner in the WNBA. He's as of right now, he's the most winningest regular season head coach in WNBA history.
Okay.
And so there's a chance that maybe he ends up with Dallas. You know, who knows? But guys, you can expect this to be a thing for the next couple of years. The WNBA and individual teams are looking to make a lot of money. This is a money game, guys. It is not just about vibes. Like in the past, I felt like at times it was like, oh, I just like this coach and we're just going to keep him and give him more time and keep giving him more time. No.
That day is over.
It is over. It is a new day. These owners, they're in win now mode, improve now, or you're gone, because this is a time where a lot of money is flowing into women's sports, and these owners, after losing money hand over foot or hand over fist, I think is that the phrase. Anyway, after losing money for years, there is a good chance that teams are actually going to start making money. Money is about to profit profit is going to start flowing into the WNBA. And these teams are like, nah, we can't make a profit if we have a losing product on the floor. What we need to do, we need to get more butts in seats. Mm-hmm. The way to get more butts in seats, yes, is to have a big-time marketable player like a Angel Reese for the Chicago Sky, right? That type of thing. So, of course, you need that. The Sky did have several sellouts this year, the most in Sky history because of Angel Reese. But also, not only do you need big time players, you need to win. You need to win.
You need to put together some good teams.
And the way to do that is to make sure you have a top-notch GM and make sure you have a top-notch head coach. Yep. And the path to figuring that out is going to be a while. It's going to be a while of trial and error of coaches getting fired quickly, and teams moving on quickly.
Now, do you think any of the other coaches, since we only got 6 more teams left, do you think any of the other coaches are going to be let go?
Well, I think that if Stephanie White takes the Indiana Fever job, then yes, she's going to leave. I mean, she's under contract for 1 more year.
But do you think she really want to leave? Besides rebuilding her team,
the problem is the Connecticut Sun is at a crossroads as a team. They are at a crossroads because most of the team is an unrestricted free agent.
Oh, so she got to rebuild basically
all the best players are free agents, and who knows what Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner and whatnot, who knows what they're doing. And so the Connecticut Sun, even though they've been very good for the last several years, they're in rebuilding mode because they don't know what their best players are going to do because their best players are like free agents. True. So the Connecticut Sun,
so she may do better to go to Indiana.
I mean, if you got to rebuild anyway, you might as well go to a team that has more to rebuild off of, more of a young core to rebuild off of. And so like that's my thoughts about that. I think that we will probably see news that Stephanie White has left the Connecticut Sun. We'll probably see that. I don't think she's staying.
I really like her.
I like her a
lot
as
a defensive coach. The energy that she brings to that game, and you can see how her players play for her. I think they love her too. They've been with her for a while. That's probably why they love her. But I think she's a great coach. I love the energy she puts into the game, and I think she would be great for Indiana. Even though it'll be a different team than what she coached before, I think she would be great for them because that's what they need. They need a coach that has a defensive mind that can match the same level of offense with the defense.
Mm-hmm. And fun fact about Stephanie White. Every time they like ESPN, they like put the cameras in the huddle and they like they're showing what the coach is saying to the team. Like it's like the fourth quarter, time is winding down, and the coach is yelling or saying whatever. Stephanie White, when she's talking to her voice is so high pitched when she's talking to us.
You're right, it is.
It's so funny. She be so fired up and her voice be so high. I feel like, man.
Yeah,
that'd be hilarious. Like it's so funny. Anyway,
so we got a lot to look forward
a whole lot
to within the next. We got November coming up. We'll probably have some other announcements made. Who's taking what job?
Yep, that is true. Shout out to Joe for the super chat. Says, I think NBA tier coaches are being courted. The pool of WNBA coaches is too shallow. The stage is set. Joe, I agree with you. I agree. I mean, look at what we have. Nate Tibbetts from the NBA. Becky Hammond from the NBA. I mean, of course, she played in the WNBA, but NBA assistant coach, right? Teresa Weatherspoon, she was with the Pelicans, right? People are talking about, some other assistant coaches possibly in the NBA making their way to the WNBA. I mean, I think that's a possibility. I think that is a possibility for sure.
Well, they definitely bring a different level of play
And different schemes. Like
Yeah.
remember what Becky Hammond, her first year. The thing to remember is what was Daddy talking about earlier? He was talking about the idea that you could have a coach be successful with a team, get fired, they bring somebody else in, and they win. So, Las Vegas Aces. Do y'all remember? Y'all remember what happened to what they were all about before Becky Hammond joined the team? When we talk about the Aces in 2021, before Becky Hammond joined, this team was second in the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
They won 24 games, 8 losses in 2021. And who did they have as their head coach? It was oh my goodness. Oh no, I'm blanking on his name. He was one of the bad boy Pistons. He
tall guy.
He coached
Lambier.
Yes, Bill Lambier.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Lambier was the head coach for the Las Vegas Aces. He was the head coach. What does Mark Davis do? The Aces have success.
Mm-hmm.
They have success. But what does he do? Bill Lambier technically does not get fired. He gets moved to another position. They bring in Becky Hammond. That first year,
boom,
championship.
There it is.
The stage was already set. Already set.
Well, that's the same thing with the Golden Warriors.
Yeah.
Mark did a whole lot for that team to get them to that level where they were champions, and it just hadn't happened yet. When Steve Kerr came in, all he had to do was keep the game going, and there it was.
Well, he kept the game going, and he did slightly change the offense a little bit, slightly.
But
the core was already there.
Exactly. He didn't have to do much, is what I'm saying.
Right. It was already. He didn't
have to do much, and that's what happens with these teams. They are prime ready for the next level, and all they need is to bring a coach that can get them over that hump.
Yeah, I think that like Bill Lambier was a great coach.
Yeah,
I really like Bill Lambier. He was the guy who crafted the Las Vegas Aces of today. Mm-hmm. You can thank Bill Lambier for all of that, minus Chelsea Gray.
Mm-hmm.
You can thank Bill Lambier for that. And all
I remember him coaching too. I liked him.
Yeah, I loved him when he was with the Detroit Shock. I was a big fan of Bill Lambier.
Now I wasn't a fan of him when he was in the NBA though. I wasn't, but as a coach for the WNBA, I was.
Like so he gave Becky Hammond the stage for all the success, and all Becky Hammond did was add a little bit of NBA offense for the Aces. Mm-hmm. And it was over. Mm-hmm. It was over. So I'm just saying. Drew says Lambier is old school. Yeah. Lambier was old school
works though.
At times.
But
yeah.
What I mean is old school was based on what do you call it? The land, what am I trying to say? Not the basics, but the foundation of basketball. Mm-hmm. Old school is about the foundation of basketball. You got to have the foundation, and that is good ball handling, right? Good passing, clean passing. Offense comes. It's going to come. But if you don't have that foundation of what really basketball is about, then it's just like you don't have what you need. And you could be a great shooter, but if you can't handle the ball, what difference does it make, right? Mm. You got to be able to handle the ball, and old school is good. Can't get away from the foundation of basketball.
Facts. Nicole, thank you so much for the super chat. Says Angel Reese fans dropping through. OMG, Quita, the WNBA equals cutthroat. I just pray for the sky this season. Nicole, you're absolutely right. The WNBA is cutthroat.
Yeah, it is.
It is cutthroat. You got to be a strong individual to want to be a head coach in the WNBA, because you take the job knowing
you may get cut.
They probably going to fire you pretty soon. Mm-hmm. Even if you win. Like, i.e., Christie Sides. Even if you win, even if you improve, they still may fire you. So, yeah, it's cutthroat.
But what she says, leave it better than you came.
Yeah, leave it better than you found it, and that's what
as long
Christie
as
Sides
you do
did.
that, you have nothing to hold your head down about.
That's the post that she put on social earlier, and she did exactly that. She should have her head held high.
Yep.
I'm sure her number is going to be called about some of these openings for these coaching positions because she did what she was asked to do, and she still got fired.
And a lot of people criticized her throughout the season.
Yeah, her team was under a microscope.
Yeah.
Nobody looked at any team
Like
as
they did.
close as the Indian. Every single timeout or non-timeout,
everything she did
has been analyzed. Every single decision about every play after a timeout, every
She's under
player,
a lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure.
A lot of pressure. And that's the job sometimes, but that's what happens when you have a big time player come to your team that has a lot of fans. You're gonna get the good and the bad.
Right.
Of course, overall it's good, but like you also get a lot of the criticism when you're not successful. Mike says the Sky have a great culture. The management stinks.
Well, I guess what part of management?
Something stinks over there.
Yeah. What part of management? We're not sure which part is the issues, but the coach is kind of like the glue that holds the team together. When you get a good coach, no matter what the top is doing, if that coach can work with the team, overall it won't matter with the top.
Patrick says Christie Sides didn't do a bad job like some people are saying. Fact, I agree with that. This is more the organization just seeing that she's not going to be the one to take them over the top. Yes. I mean, Patrick, I agree. She's not a bad coach. It's just that what this Indiana Fever team needs now.
She's not able to give it to them right at this
moment. At this exact moment, no.
Right.
It's gonna.
They want it now.
Now.
Let's do this thing.
It is a money game, and the money is flowing through, and you need to.
Don't stop my money.
Take advantage. Go to that bank and cash in now. That's what this team is trying to do.
Yep.
And she's not gonna do that. In by next year.
No.
Which is what they really want to do.
But she's ready for any other team that wants improvement. She can help them with her assistant coaches. I think the assistant coaches make a difference too. And I don't think we have enough good assistant coaches to help these coaches get to where they need to be. Some of them maybe a little bit lackadaisical. I don't know if it's because they're not the head coach that they don't feel they need to put in as much as but the assistant coach, you're supposed to be really doing the work. The coach is on the front line. That person is the one that's being seen, but the assistant coach are the ones that do the work with the players. You're the one that help coach the players. Improve this, improve that. This is how we're gonna do it. This is how we're gonna do it. That's what it's about. The coach is just the front person. They're the front person.
Yeah. Steven, thanks so much for Super Chat, says, I wouldn't be surprised if Lisa Bluter is hired. Well, here's the thing. Lisa Bluter, just retired from the Iowa Hawkeyes as the head women's basketball coach.
She was awesome for Iowa.
Yeah, she was. Like even before the Caitlin days, I know a good amount of y'all are like very like you got into it the women's game because of Caitlin and whatnot, and that's your impression. Like the Caitlin era is your impression of Lisa Bluter. But guys,
she was good before that.
Yes, I became a big fan of Lisa Bluter, like back in I would say like I don't know how long ago that was, but it was when Megan Gustafson was with Iowa. When Megan Gustafson was in college, she was a National Player of the Year for a year. Iowa was awesome. Were they like really, really in the conversation nationally? At times, I became a fan of Lisa through Megan Gustafson and like how successful.
But if she retired, do you think she's coming out of retirement to
probably not
to coach the WNBA?
No.
I don't think so. I think she left on a high.
She did.
And
she left on a high.
I don't think that she would want to come to the WNBA and be put under that same pressure and not succeed based on the team that hires her.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, there is so much. So there's two things. Maybe that's why people are thinking that, because she coached Caitlin. But at the same time, the WNBA is very different than college basketball. There is a familial element in college basketball that exists, like specifically around the Indiana Fever, but also other teams. Or not Indiana Fever, the Iowa Hawkeyes, but also other teams. It's a very familial type of bond that they have with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the WNBA is very transactional. You getting paid, you better show up and you better do your work.
That's it.
And that's it.
You ain't gotta like me, I ain't gotta like you.
Right. It's very, very different. And the way that Lisa Bluter kind of handled Iowa was like, oh, we're all family.
Yeah.
Let's all love each other. Let's all play hard for each other. Let's all do, like, that's the WNBA. That's not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same thing. Also, I don't know if the WNBA would pay Lisa. I mean, Lisa wasn't one of the top coaches in women's college basketball, but she did get paid a good amount of money, and so that's a factor as well. And then finally, the stress.
I don't think she would come out of retirement for that.
Yeah, the stress.
Yeah.
Alone.
Yeah, she's
Why would you want to deal with that?
She's done her time.
Yes. She's done her time.
You've been successful. You don't have to prove anything else. I wouldn't jump into the WNBA.
Yeah, just to get fired after a year and it ruins your legacy.
Yes,
once you try to do it and you fail at it, or like maybe you're not as successful and everyone's like, oh, see, I knew she was a bad coach and all this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, don't tarnish your legacy. Stay retired. Pop in every now and then and have
support the WNBA and your players. You go here and there where they are, but
do your little commentary and stuff if you want to. But don't get in the coaching game. You're gonna ruin your legacy.
Yep.
Don't do it.
I agree.
Don't do it. And honestly, I say this about a lot of college coaches. Like sure, like the best coaches, in my opinion, in women's basketball, the best coaches are in college. Definitely, the best coaches are in college, with the exception of Cheryl Reeve and Becky Hammond. The best coaches in women's basketball are college coaches.
And most of them have been coaches for years.
And they ain't leaving their team.
And they're not leaving.
For no WNBA.
Right. They're not leaving all. Unless they have a sure thing. And it's hard to have a sure thing when teams are constantly improving.
The WNBA is not a sure thing when it comes to coaching. The only sure thing is the Minnesota Lynx. That is the only sure thing.
You talking about a team.
Cheryl Reeve got that team on lock. I don't think she ever is going to get fired. She's going to retire there. She is the only coach, in my opinion, that actually has it on lock. Whereas in the WNBA, whereas in college, you could have years where you're struggling. Like, for example, like Adia Barnes at Arizona, right? She was really good at one point and had a really good squad. They haven't been as good and they've been struggling. If Adia Barnes was in the WNBA, she probably got let go. College is a lot more forgiving and they give you more time. Whereas in the WNBA, you don't get time.
Because it's about money.
Yeah.
In the WNBA. Even though in college they're making money too.
It's nowhere near the same.
It's not the same,
They're not bringing in that much money because technically most of the schools are nonprofits.
Yep.
So thank you so much, Kentucky Rick, for the super chat. Says thank you, Quita and fam, Quita, mama and dad, and Mr. President.
Mr. President is not in my house, but
Mr.
if
President
he was, you would hear him.
Woo! He'd be barking the whole time.
Yeah, he would.
He'd be barking the whole time. Aubrey, thank you so much for the super chat. Says Quita, where do you think Christie Sides will land as a coach? Do you see her in Chicago, Golden State, or another team? She's not going to Golden State. Golden State has already wrapped that up. Natalie Nakase is the new head coach for the Golden State Valkyries. She was the assistant coach with the Las Vegas Aces. Christie Sides, I could possibly see her going to Atlanta. I could possibly see her.
She could definitely help them.
Yeah, I could possibly see her going to maybe Chicago.
But she could help. She could help Chicago too. But I don't know if she would want to come to Chicago, seeing how Teaspoon was done. 1 year and out. Because how many players are we retaining?
I mean, to be honest with you, the Sky has to hire somebody, of course, but like, I wouldn't recommend anybody go to the Chicago Sky to be the head coach.
But
like, because the way the Sky did Teresa Weatherspoon, because of that, I wouldn't trust it. If I'm a coach, why would I want to go to Chicago? As a fan of the Chicago Sky, yes, a good coach, we need you. Come to the Chicago Sky. But as someone who's just objectively looking at this thing, why in the world? If I'm Christie Sides and let's say this guy want me and another team wants me, I'm picking another team over this guy any day. Because I'm like, nah, you probably gonna fire me after 1 year.
I think I don't know what the agreement was with Teaspoon and
Clearly,
Chicago.
she was not aware that she was gonna get fired after 1 year. If she didn't make the playoffs.
I don't think she would have took the job if she knew that, because she was coming into a brand new team and rookies as her stars, and that's hard to, you know what I'm saying, on the bat to say I'm gonna have automatic success. So she had to work hard at it to get what she got, and then she had all these injured players most of the season. Elizabeth got injured 2 weeks in.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is, so I don't think she knew what they expected. They didn't communicate that. Probably didn't communicate to the T. If you don't make it to the playoff, you out. You know, it needs to be clear as to what it is, because you're signing a contract. But if your contract don't say that, you can't assume that I know what you expect of me if it's not on paper. So whoever does come, they would have to be one that would be okay if I lost my job in a year. It's okay with me. I'm not going to lose any sleep over. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But I would love this opportunity to prove everybody wrong. So it would have to be a coach like that. So most likely it'll probably be a coach that is older and they're closer to their retirement. What could they lose? I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
To show everyone that they are a good coach. They may have gone under the radar for a period of time, and the Sky say, let's try this person, you know, and let's see if they'll take the bite. So, you know, you just never know. But we do need a good coach, because you got good rookies that you need to continue to develop. And to just throw somebody in there that has no track record, to have nothing that they can bring to the table, makes absolutely no sense. You still are a franchise. You still are a business. You still need to make some money. You still need to entice your fans to come out. And, you know, to come out and buy some tickets, you know. Mm-hmm. And if we don't know who you are, or you just doing sloppy work, then don't nobody want to see that. Don't nobody want to see that. I'm sorry. At any game. In fact, I turn off games when I see y'all teams are playing lazy. I don't want to see that. Play the game. Put your best foot forward. Even if you're not the best at the game itself, meaning that you may not be the top player, put your best foot forward. That's the thing. When you give it all you can give, that's all you can give. And I can accept that as a fan.
Y'all, mama be talking, man. She mama, you like that's why they want you on these streams more. Cause you always got something good to say. And guys, you know, I'm in agreement with that. I'm in full agreement. Guys, here's what Doug says. Doug says all Quita and Mama are saying is Chicago is in for a long couple of years, and the Sky are.
That's true. They
are. Oh, BB saying Quita Mama for GM. Let's go, Mama. Let's go.
Now I don't know the schemes, y'all. So.
Well, but like all GMs are supposed to pick the players, pick the right players, and like. You could do that. You could do that. You couldn't coach, but you could do that. You could pick certain. Like, oh no, you. Mm-hmm. Okay, you got potential. Yeah, you. Okay, here's an upcoming rookie. Okay, you pretty good. See, yeah. Betsy says Mama's right. That's why. Evan says new Chicago Sky GM. Quita's Mama. See, that's why I be asking Mama to join these streams, because it's like her perspective is like different from mine. But like I think you bring out a different like perspective that I don't even think about, and I don't even talk, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's very helpful to like have other people kind of like share their thoughts. And like Daddy too, when he was talking about like the NBA coaches and how like there's like a like this isn't a new thing, right?
And I hadn't thought about that until he said it, because
me neither. Yeah.
But it's unheard of 6 coaches. I think this is just crazy. 6 coaches getting fired, and basically all at the same time, week after week, another one bites the dust. And it's like, what is this? Like, what is this?
Bites the dust.
So now we're no longer surprised anymore to some degree. We're not surprised, because once the first 2 happened, like, okay, who else gonna be next?
Now it's kind of comedic. Like it's like that. That's why I do the Another One Bites the Dust song, because it's like, because it's like at this point it's funny. 50% of the coaches have gotten fired, guys. 50%, or mutually agreed to part ways. Like
either way they gone.
Man,
I can't imagine what these players are feeling though. That's and I wonder, did they confer with any of the top players before they let these coaches go?
Oh, the Fever, they had to have discussed it with Caitlin. It's no way they make a decision like this and don't consult Caitlin, because yes, you have other stars on the team. However, the financial backing is Caitlin Clark, and so yeah, they better have discussed that with Caitlin. Like, that would be crazy if they didn't. I'm pretty sure they did. For the Chicago Sky, I don't think they consulted Angel Reese at all, and they should have.
Yeah.
In a similar way, whereas of course it's not the same amount of money being made for the Sky as the Fever,
top player.
but when it comes to the top player in terms of attention, when it comes to just notoriety, and a extremely valuable piece when it comes to the play, it's Angel Reese. So yes, the Sky should have consulted with Angel Reese. Did they? I don't think they did. They should have.
And how could you make such a decision when your top player is going to be affected more than anybody?
And we saw how Angel felt about it. She's not happy about the situation. Nope. And if she leaves,
and see, that's the thing.
The fans that she brought in are leaving too. The Sky had what their best year ever when it came to sellouts.
Yep.
Best year ever.
And it was exciting too, because when you see that many fans in the building and we all just rocking, even when they didn't play their best game, what they were doing though, they were going for it. And you saw the rookies doing their thing. They weren't always perfect, don't get me wrong. And sometimes they played bad games, but it was them being there. And we were excited that they were there. And all of us was in there. It just made a difference compared to the year before, after Candace left. The year Candace was here, oh my God, it was the same thing. We felt that same kind of atmosphere. And I don't know what it's going to be like next year, because I don't know which players they're going to not bring back. That's going to be important.
Yeah.
Because some of the players did not do very well this year that had done well in the past. And so that's going to make an impact on how fans feel, because how many of us have bought jerseys with those players, and if they're not there, how are we going to feel? You know what I'm saying? Because I just feel odd when you wear a jersey and the person's not there anymore. I know you still have to wear them, but it just don't feel the same. So it would be good to keep some players that their jersey sales did well, so that they at least could be represented somehow with the fans.
Yeah. No. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Sky fans are going through it, guys.
Yeah,
Sky fans are going through it. It is what it is.
How many times we got to go through this? When Wade decided he wanted to leave, we went through it that first time. It's like, are you kidding me? Oh, I think all of us was upset with that. Like, are you kidding me? I know you want a promotion. I know that, but this is not the right time. Couldn't you wait till the end of the season?
Yeah, he had to be there before the NBA season started.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I know, but it just
wasn't
messed
great.
us up from there. And then they brought in.
Well, he messed us up before he left when he did that Marina Mabry trade,
Right.
And gave away all a ton of our first round picks.
And then not there. You're not even there.
Imagine how good the sky could have been if we had those first round picks.
Yep.
Just saying, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much, Stern12 for the super chat. Says, I think Sky GM sees Cardoso as the star.
I
mean, Camilla is a star. I wouldn't say she's the star because for me,
Angel Reese is the draw.
I don't think solely about the play on the court when I'm thinking about the star of a team. The star of a team to me is a combination of play, current play on the court, future potential, and economic value. Put that all together, the star of the Chicago Sky is Angel Reese.
Mm-hmm.
Camila Cardoso is phenomenal. She is a player who still has not has not really like lived up to her potential because she has
great potential. We waiting to see it. She has great potential. She was doing well until she re-injured her shoulder.
Yeah,
she was getting back to that place where we know, come on, girl, you're gonna do this. You are gonna be the star because you're gonna be at that basket and nobody gonna be able to stop you. We saw that. And when she re-injured that shoulder, she kind of like went backwards a little bit. Yeah, so whereas Angel with her, when she got those doubles, that was everybody seeing her potential. But her thing was she needed to score more.
Yep.
We needed to see her score more. We know she got the potential, but she was missing the basket a lot. But she was shooting it. So she was aiming for it. Whereas Cardoso, a lot of times, she would hesitate. She wouldn't do.
She would pass it up.
Yeah, she would give up. She would feel like that's her opportunity, and we were like, shoot the ball. Like, you got this. We have more confidence in her than I think she had in herself. But I think over where she's overseas now and she's still playing, I think she's gonna come back showing us what we believed from the beginning with her. Because when she was playing in college, I loved her.
And even in college, Camilla never fully lived up to her potential even in college. And look how dominant she was.
Mm-hmm.
Like because she's so big, her potential it's through the roof.
Well, like Jonquel Jones, JJ. Who can stop JJ? Who can stop JJ? Come on now.
If JJ really wants to play, if she's like,
you can't stop her.
Can't stop her. Yeah, you can't stop her.
That's the same thing with Cardoso. We see that and we know that, but she has to come into her own, as they say, and you have to believe in yourself, even when nobody else believes in you. When you know you got something, nobody can stop you. But if you don't believe in it, who cares who else believes in it?
Yeah.
You got to believe in it because you're the one that's got to perform.
I agree with that. Hilton says Caitlyn on Le GM timing. That is hilarious. That means Hilton's saying that Caitlyn's like LeBron. How like LeBron, they used to call LeBron Le GM, like how LeBron when he would craft his own team. Yes, that's Caitlyn.
We know that's what's happening.
That's what she should be because she is the economic engine for your team. So of course, and she's also talented. So wouldn't you want her to, hey, who do you want to play with? Who do you want to coach you? To me, that's the star player treatment. That's what she should get.
And I'm sure that's what she's getting.
It better be. If not, she's gonna be gone. She's gonna be gone. She's gonna be gone if that's not what she's getting.
And that's why LeBron is called the king.
Yeah. LeBron called all the shots.
LeBron.
He is the one.
King James, rather. That's what he's called.
He's
right?
the one
For
who just got his bestie. The guy who he was on a podcast with last year. He just got his bestie the head coaching job. JJ Redick. A man who has never been a head coach. Never been a head coach.
I don't know if he is good at coaching or not, but
right now they're 3-0, so that's a good
well,
start.
okay, but they're 3-0 based on who they played.
We'll see how the season
They're 3-0
finishes.
based on who they played. Okay, when it really get into the middle part of the season,
Yeah, we gonna
when
see.
everybody's level of the game has risen because now their bodies are in shape and they're ready to go, we're going to see.
Yeah, we gonna see.
What Reddit can do.
We gonna see.
Because being your best friend is one thing, but being able to get the job done is another.
Oh, if JJ,
but JJ is a good. But see, the thing is,
he's a great basketball mind.
I know he
is. And if he doesn't win, LeBron's gonna be like, "Oh, nah, dog, you gotta go."
Okay, but the thing is,
you gotta go.
Okay, but he has to be allowed to coach though.
Oh, yeah.
The way he wants to coach.
Yeah.
And because he was such a great player himself, and he know the game like the back of his hand, he should be able to do it. The thing is, I don't know if they have the players that they really need to do it. That's my real issue.
We gonna see.
I don't know if based on all the other teams' improvement, that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
That's.
It's about to be interesting.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's get to these super chats and we're going to end the stream. Arbery says, Momma and Quita, who do you think Dallas should hire as their coach? They have a talented team, but Tierra McCowan is such a liability. Here's the thing. I think that first, they need to hire a GM that needs to, so the GM and Greg Bibb, who's the president of the team, they need to decide what is the future of the Dallas Wings. So, are you a run and gun team? Or are you a team that wants to build through the post? If you're a run and gun team, either Tierra McCowan or oh my goodness, I'm blanking on her name. The other Twin Tower, Kalani Brown. There we go. Either Tierra McCowan or Kalani Brown needs to go. Because
I'm a step away, you all.
All right. Mama gotta go. Because they're both big players that at times are pretty sizable liabilities for their team. So I think you got to determine what's the future. If you're a running gun team, one or both of those players needs to go. And you need to get a coach in the door that is a very fast-paced head coach. Now, who that new head coach is, I'm not sure. But they have to determine what is the future. What does the team look like in the future? What do you want to do? You want to build through Arike Ogunbowale, or do you want to try something else? And then get a coach that can fit that. Which will probably end up being like a Tyler. I could see Tyler Marsh, the assistant coach for the Las Vegas Aces. I could possibly see him going to a team like a Dallas. If the style is sort of like that run and gun type of vibe, right? Thank you so much, Jake, for the super sticker. It is a pair character sliding on the floor on his knees saying gold. Appreciate it, Jake. Appreciate it. And we got another super sticker from Kristen. Thank you so much, Kristen, for the super sticker. It is a pair character. Oh, it's another pair character sliding on the floor on his knees saying goal. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Sesnash for the another super chat says, I think Sides was a transitional coach. I liked her. I believe all franchises are shoring up everything to capitalize on the W's new popularity. Sesnatch, I agree. Yes. It is a money game. And teams are looking to actually make money. And remember, WNBA teams have lost money, since the beginning, right? WNBA is a league that has been losing money. However, I do think that profit is right on the other side of the hill. It's coming. is coming, and these teams are trying to take advantage right now and try to get as good as they can, so that way they can actually make some noise when when next season comes, because they want that money too. They want the fans to show up, and fans aren't going to show up if your team is trash. They're not going to show up if your team is trash. So that's my thoughts right there. Those are my thoughts. But yeah, Tyler Marsh is going somewhere next year. Like I don't think it's likely that we will see Tyler Marsh without a team. I could absolutely see him going to Dallas. I also could see them possibly bringing in Mike Tebow as the GM, possibly. We'll see. We'll ultimately see what happens. But guys, that's the stream. That's the stream. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments below what y'all think. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us. If y'all could, please do me a huge favor and hit that like button, guys. Did y'all enjoy what Mama and Daddy had to say? Did y'all enjoy it? Let me know. Let them know. I'll show them the video after the fact of y'all comments. But yeah, guys. We'll see ultimately what happens. It's a new day in the WNBA. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. Okay. Aubrey, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, do you believe Elena Delle Donne returns next year? I do. Yeah. I think she returns. Where is the question? Kojo says, oh, wait, did I miss Daddy too? Yeah, you missed them. Yeah. Rewind to the beginning, towards the beginning of the stream. He wanted to talk about the correlation between the decision that the Indiana Fever made by getting rid of what we consider a good coach for them. A coach that helped them improve as a team. Like the correlation to that and what's happened on the NBA side, like with the Cleveland Cavaliers, with the Chicago Bulls, and with the Golden State Warriors. All right. Thank y'all so much. But guys, we weren't planning on doing a stream today. We weren't. Literally. Went to church. Was going over to my parents' house to eat some breakfast. My dad was making some waffles, and found out that Christie Sides got fired. And so I was like, hey, y'all want to do a stream with me? And surprisingly, y'all, they said yeah. Surprisingly, y'all, they actually said yes. So we did the stream. So the camera quality, I think, is probably not as good, right? I'm looking down, like, I only have one screen, so I wasn't able to show graphics. Which is unfortunate. Like my sound quality is also probably not as good because I'm using my laptop when usually I have a mic. So apologies for that. I had my laptop here, so I was like, you know what, let's just go live here, because they weren't gonna leave and come to me to do the stream. If I wanted to participate, I gotta come to them. So yeah. Anyway, appreciate y'all so much. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Yeah, please make sure you're subscribed to this channel. I make content all about women's basketball, guys. I do have some videos planned, including a episode of Women's Basketball Weekly that is coming back tomorrow. Yes, Women's Basketball Weekly is back. I know it's been a long time, but we are back, guys. We're back. But yeah, appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Be kind to people. Be respectful to people, guys. Yeah, that's it. Love y'all. Most importantly, though, Jesus loves you, and he wants a relationship with you. Guys, until next time, guys, I will see y'all later. Bye-bye.